If you grew up with the Star Trek series, or saw the movies that followed, you know that their work has endured because it was special. At a time when science fiction writers tried to impress us with techno-babble, and the pressing of random buttons on complicated control boards, you knew that when you were watching a Star Trek production, their dilithium crystals were based on a futuristic extrapolation of the latest technology, and that forward propulsion required moving the same, or similar, lever forward. They could be trusted to take sci-fi seriously, and you can imagine the countless hours of research, expert review, and discussion by dedicated and intelligent people, in order to translate their decisions into a cohesive and believable script and set. Before you ask, I am not affiliated with Star Trek in any way, and I have never been. I bring this up because, for the reasons I mentioned, I believe the same painstaking process went into the creation and evolution of the character, Spock. I believe his constant struggle between his Vulcan intellect and human emotions equates in a very real way to the question at hand. The predictions for the future of AI surpassing human intelligence, while everyone seems to agree that, based on its exponential rate of learning, AI will surpass human general intelligence. Exactly when it will happen is still being debated. However, I don't think they are saying that it will be sentient. But let us assume, for the sake of discussion, that it does become sentient. For the sake of being on the same page, let's define sentient as the ability to feel, perceive, and use those subjective inputs, human side, in conjunction with the results of the data calculations, logical side, when making decisions. For Spock, making decisions was a constant struggle between his Vulcan intellect and his human emotions. So let's pose the question in a way that might fit his script. Should we exterminate an undeveloped species because their stage of development makes them inefficient? I don't think this question would present a struggle for Spock, as both his intellect and his human feelings would agree that extermination is not the answer. So, perhaps a better question might be, should a species be exterminated because its inefficiency poses a danger of extinction to all the other species on the planet, and the planet itself? Not quite. The needs of the one outweigh the needs of the many, but I think Spock's intellect would seek a technical solution to the problems, rather than to resort to killing anyone, and that would also be in line with his feelings. In conclusion, when considering the question, will AI kill us all because we are inferior and ineffective? Unless we are dealing with an AI that was made to be evil, I don't see a logical progression from its growing smarter than us to killing us. In addition, the question of it being sentient should make that outcome even less likely. Having said that, I continue to believe that man himself poses the biggest danger to our survival. So if a narcissistic world leader developed AI far ahead of everyone else, it could increase the likelihood of our extinction, but not as a logical progression of AI, especially if it becomes sentient. In fact, I would argue that if we asked AI to test all potential world leaders to exclude narcissists before they gain power, our world would be a lot safer, and it would end world wars. Taking a current conflict as an example, like the war between Russia and Ukraine, AI would lack the bruised ego caused by the disintegration of the Soviet Union, and it would focus on the real reason for the war. The desperation of an uncertain future for Russia, having an economy that is based mostly on fossil fuels, at a time when the world is trying to move away to renewable green sources of power. The AI, with its immense capacity to research and process data, I believe, may find a peaceful solution. Oh, and the excuse of protecting the ex-Russian population that found itself on the Ukraine side of the map after the breakup. AI would ask, if you are trying to protect them, why is your artillery killing them? In a way, the creation of AI may equate to that of the discovery of nuclear fusion. In itself, it is only a tool for mankind. Depending upon how we use it, it can bring us the solution to many of the world's ailments. but misuse it and it could accelerate our extinction. If you have a different opinion, by all means put it in the comments. I would love to hear any other opinions on the matter. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Thank you.